evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 1251st edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni, and of course that would be me. Good evening, traders. This 1251st installment of these educational videos, which, by the way, these videos are geared to teach you the art of technical analysis, to show you how to use it, expecting where the markets will go next. And I hope these videos are helping you to become a better analyst, which should in turn make you a much better trader. We'll see how you handle that. In any event, there's 1,251 of these, and I'll keep them coming at you night after night. Come on down and join me at livewithoscar.com if you would like to stay with me in my live chat room. Hang out there with me. I'll show you how we use these charts and where we make our projections. Now, we all know that futures trading can be extremely risky and can cause substantial financial loss. Futures trading is not suitable for all trading accounts, so please keep that in mind, okay? Know what you're doing. Put stops in first. Do not be crazy in this business. Traders, what is on the board? We've got a lot on the board. This will likely be my last video until Sunday night because we've got Happy Thanksgiving holiday. That's coming tomorrow. So markets basically do nothing on Friday. Neither will the OMNI Trading Academy, but we'll be rocking and rolling Sunday night, going forward all the way until Christmas, until the Christmas holiday, as you know. So be prepared. Traders, what is on the board? A green OMNI. Another round of applause, please. Another green OMNI. This has been a fantastic quarter for the OMNI. And, of course, the market has been going up for a while, so it's gotten easy for a lot of traders out there, and I'm happy for you. And I hope it stays that way forever, but, you know, it's going to get tricky at some point. All right. ES is on target to hit the yearly call, 2130 to 2150. Traders, so far, so good. Let's just hope it gets there, right? A little bit higher. We made the call when the market was at 1790, and the thought of 2130 to 2150 was crazy. Crazy, right? Coming from a lunatic. But I don't think I seem so crazy anymore because we've hit 2074, and we've got a month to go. I think we get there, rock and roll on the OMNI call. Now, you do know this, right, traders? You can go back and check the record. I put out these yearly calls every year before anything's ever supposed to happen, and then we see if we get there. We started making these calls public on YouTube videos in 2006. I would challenge you to go back and see the yearly calls and see what the results have been. I think you would be astonished. Go back and look at the yearly calls. Now, we do a lot of intraday calls, right? Buy here, sell there. Forget about that. You go look at the yearly calls every year, and you will be astonished at what the OMNI can produce. Okay, so what's on the board? We should make this yearly call, just like many you will find if you go look at these past videos. Amazing, amazing. It looks like this market will basically go straight up with very few downward spasms, if you will, expected. I don't see much in the charts. It's going to stop this from going straight up into December through December. Now, nothing goes straight up every day, but I don't think the downward spasms will be much more than just a half a day down and right back in the saddle again. Looks like we're going to stay strong for the rest of the year in the emini, S&P, and the NASDAQ. Then there's the Swiss vote coming this weekend on the 30th. I believe that's Sunday night, traders. The weekly chart says no. What am I referring to? Swiss referendum comes this Sunday night. Now get this. What is this? What is this, the Stone Ages? Okay. The Swiss are going to vote whether or not they should increase their gold holdings by 20%, or about 1,500 metric tons, which they'd have to purchase over the next 5 years. This would give Switzerland a gold-backed, well, basically a gold-backed central bank and a gold-backed currency, the Swiss franc. I think that's insanity. I mean, is this like way back during the witch hunt days? Are we going to start putting people on spinning boards and stretching them and pulling out their tongues next? What comes next, guys? Are you kidding me? 2015. The printing press is gold these days. You don't back your currency by gold. What do you do if gold moves? That's insanity. There's not enough gold on this planet for us to back our currencies by gold. That's why we don't. Don't back your currency by gold. In any event, The chart says it won't happen. I'd be shocked if the chart is wrong, but hey, I've been wrong before. Just telling you what the chart shows me. I kid you not. I read the news via the chart. Chart tells me the Swiss referendum will end up pushing gold down, not up. We'll see what happens. I don't know. No one's going to have any positions on for Sunday anyway. Then the golden goose, I should say, that has laid the best eggs that could have ever been laid for us in the history of what we need right now, and that is the crude stimulus train still rolling along. You could not have asked for a better time for the crude stimulus train to roll along. What is that? That is, every American that goes to the pump is saving tons of dollars at the gas station, which means the products that they're buying are getting cheaper to make, to ship. The raw materials coming to the factory, it costs less money to get them there. It's a great thing. Then you've got our enemies. Each one of our enemies, if you think about our worst enemies in the world, you know what their main product is? Crude oil. And if the price of crude is dropping, you know what's happening to them? We're winning a war, an economic war, without much work in it at all. We keep increasing the amount of crude and or energy we're pumping out of the U.S. I have mentioned this on television many times. I have said the United States is going to turn into the world's supermarket for oil energy, and you'll see this happen by 2015. And I started saying this in 2012 and 2013. I said it again in 2014, got thrown off Melissa Francis's show for mentioning it, told her the price of crude would get down to 65, if not 45 by 2015. We were at 103. She thought I was a nut. Well, we've traded down to 72 and change. Not so crazy anymore, just like this call, huh? Do you know why I can make these calls, traders? I don't use my opinion. I'm not smart enough to figure all this out and come up with an opinion that would matter. I use the analysis I put on this board every evening when I do these videos for you. I read the chart. The chart speaks to me. I, in turn, then give you the report the chart gave me. I am like basically the reporter, right? I am here, I get the news from the chart, I report it to you. I never interfere with what I think will happen. And that is why Omni can make a call like this. Omni can make a call like crude oil because I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm smart enough to know that. The chart will always set you free. Listen to the chart, it will set you free. Traders, with that in mind, I want to show you charts on the ES and NASDAQ. I want to show you why it looks like it's going to go straight up. I want to show you why the gold says no. I don't think anything's going to happen on the upside after the Swiss referendum and the stimulus package. With no further ado, let's go listen to some charts for ourselves. Okay, traders, what was all this nonsense about leading up to the chart segment? Well, let me show you. NASDAQ daily bar, the infamous F flag. I've been showing this to you in video after video. We stayed inside and respected the flag, but look what's happened here. We got above the flag, and it looks to me like it's creating a nice little new one right here. So instead of the huge one that we were just in, it looks like it's now morphing into a smaller one, which may go up faster and tighter, helping us reach our ES target by year end, and let's go look at that. Traders, the E-mini S&P, what has it done? F flag into a baby bull flag into an F flag, or just a parallel channel, if you will. Now I think we've built another baby F flag, just like in the NASDAQ. And I think that takes us higher, and this helps us achieve our 2130 to 50 target by year end. Nothing goes straight up. We are not telling you it's going to go straight up, but I think the pullbacks will be limited in time and depth. Then you've got the Russell. Look at how wonderful this turned out. If you recall, for quite some time, we had this top in the Russell and this major drop. Came back up and hit what we thought would be a double top. So right here, when it finally hits, top here, come across this line. Right there, when it finally hits, you must assume, oh no, a big drop is going to come. And look what it does. It does come off a little bit, but then it comes off in a V pattern. Bigger than that, it's an inverted head and shoulders, not quite Mickey Mouse, but an inverted head and shoulders. And an inverted head and shoulders points towards the upside, and we are basically above this double top. It did not happen, no double top. Now we're up here, and if you look at this correctly, this is actually a bull flag or an F flag building inside of the right shoulder of an inverted bullish head and shoulders with a V-looking bottom. You gotta like that, right? I mean, unless something goes wrong, that's a pretty solid, strong piece of analysis. Then we move on. German DAX, look what happened here. Like the Russell, German DAX hit that high and broke. Came all the way back, looked pretty scary, like it wouldn't get above, but here it is now. It's that far above what could have been a double top. So far, it's not a double top. If that's the case, then this becomes like a V bottom, and it becomes like an inverted head and shoulders, and away we go once again. So that's looking pretty good, I will admit. Go Germany. Then you've got the S&P traders, the good old chart masterpiece. How about a round of applause for this crazy chart? This chart I've been showing you for weeks and weeks on end when I first discovered the repetition of the pattern here. And I said, look, this pattern is this pattern and we should go make new highs. Well, all of that has happened. Let's move forward. The yearly target is now up here, and this is undoubtedly another one of Oscar's F flags, one of my F flags. That should take us before the year ends to our target, making the spot here when Omni made the call and the target here basically in view. How about a real round of applause for a fantastic, fantastic piece of technical analysis. My goodness, traders, was that not interesting, that chart? Let's move forward. Here we are. Why is the Swiss vote going to be voted against? Because this chart, which if you recall, you have been seeing this chart for months on end now. This is a gold weekly chart. When I first showed you this chart, this wasn't there. This wasn't there. None of this was there. And we called the official top at 1680. None of this existed. From here, we call the official top. Since then, this formation created itself. We watched what it did. And then I recognized that this formation was exactly that. And we watched what it did. And at some point, I drew 3 arrows for you right here. And I said, look, see these 3 arrows? These are pointing towards exactly what should happen here. It should bounce, come up, and hook down and break. And this is exactly what happened so far. It did exactly that, just like it should have. Now, I'm going to take those arrows and move them. I've dropped them from here to here, and I contend that this bar down and this little flag that's building is exactly this move right here. That bar down, I know it's hard to see, but I can't blow it up any larger. This bar down and this little flag right here is exactly what this was before it broke down. This is larger because it was a higher price and it broke down faster. This, I tell you, is that. I told you this was the same chart for months on end, and Omni has taken mucho amount of points out of gold in the form of Omni recommendations to my Omniacs using this chart until Omni turns out to be wrong. Why not just go with it? This chart says the referendum, even if they agree with it, gold goes down over the next few weeks instead of up. We shall see. Again, we have no position on. It doesn't matter where it goes. I'm reading a chart. This is not my opinion. Next, the crude oil market. This is the financial stimulus to the entire planet. Everyone feels it at once. We have gotten down to 72.61 so far. The market will go below 65, maybe to 45 was my call on television with Melissa Francis. We were above 103 at the time. We have steadily dropped since. We have hit 72.61. And guess what? I heard on television just today, I overheard it over my big screens through the TV, and there's a guy on TV calling for 65 in crude oil. Where'd you hear that first, guys?
Oscar.
Oh, yeah, baby. Listen to them now calling for 65. The problem is it's at 72.61. They're out there going, oh, it can easily go to 65. I know what I'm talking about. Well, listen, guys. 103, what I call this number. Learn how to get this right before you get on television. Yes, baby. Come to the Happy Trading Academy if you want to learn how to read charts. Otherwise, beat it. All right, next chart. Traders, what's keeping all of this happening? The gold heading down. What's keeping the markets heading up? What's keeping the crude oil heading down? The dollar index, you gotta love it. It's in a really solid trend right now. And if you ask me, this is nothing more than another one of my F flags building on a weekly. If we stay in here a few weeks, it can just continue higher without too much pressure on any other markets. You gotta love the dollar. That is what's keeping everything else in play. While the dollar stays bullish, the rest of the markets just continue on their path. Pull your own charts, Do your own homework. I will see you at livewithoscar.com. So traders, there's a look at the charts. Let these charts speak for themselves, right? That's what charts are supposed to do. We are not supposed to interfere. The charts have spoken for themselves. Remember this about charts, traders. A chart is merely a visual look at all the news that's come out and traders' reaction to such. All of it is in the chart. If you can read the chart, you've got it all. Learn to read the chart. Learn it at OMNI Trading Academy. I will be there to help you. Now, traders, have a great holiday. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much.
Do some shopping.
I love you guys. Stay home, smell the roses, have a few days off, but get your asses in the seats for Sunday night, because it's going to go nuts, and make sure you're there. All right, traders, don't forget, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do to help yourselves with that is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, traders, and I'll see you at livewithoscar.com. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.